Hi, Eli here. Wanted to pop in real quick and thank everybody for your continued support and attention to the Dandies and their adventures. It's because of you guys that we work so hard to try and make this show the best it can be. We at Dandies are an independent, non-advertising, non-commercial podcast, so there's no commercials in between. It doesn't split up the story. We go straight from beginning to end and on to the next story. But we also work outside of any major podcast network, which means we rely on word of mouth and positive reviews in order to not only survive, but eventually grow and be able to provide more fun content to our listeners. We have so many plans, from live streams to art and merch to more Dandies content. It's all really exciting, but we're gonna need some help. Leaving a positive review or even just sending us a like on YouTube will seriously help us out. This tells the algorithm that this is something to push to new people and we can continue to grow not only an audience but maybe even a community. Thank you to those who have left comments on our YouTube channel. They seriously make our day every single time. We'd also like to encourage leaving reviews. If you leave a review, let us know in the comments and we'll give you a personalized shout out from your dandy of choice. All you have to do is review, say in the comments which dandy you want, and at the end of the episode, your dandy of choice will personally thank you. So thank you for allowing us this time, this platform, the creative space in order to do what we love, and we cannot wait to keep growing and we cannot wait to keep showing you what we have in store. It's a lot. We have a lot of meetings about this. So thank you again, and I guess we can get on with the show.
Previously on Dandies in Danger.
Have you walked fully up to the first floor?
Yeah, I'm up on the first floor.
You see the ghost of an old woman.
Your father made a promise, he'll keep it.
Zachery. You notice Father Underwood ducks out, and Mr. Keen does in fact follow after Father Underwood.
He steps into the hall as well.
Everybody is paired up for the dance. Liam and Miss Osmond, Adrian and Miss Chumley, Daniel and Miss Crispin, Miss Colby and Mr. Flynn.
This is the shittiest quadrille.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Everyone sucks.
What I actually want to do is follow where Nathaniel went.
Zach did do the invisibilitying in front of the mirror.
Oh no.
You can hear labored breathing coming from the four-poster bed with the curtains all drawn.
If Nathaniel and his niece are over there and everybody else is dancing, who is this?
You dip underneath the door into the next room. It's not safe to be running around after midnight. Emily, please. And she looks nothing like what you saw this morning. She looks quite pale. She looks a lot more thin than you saw her before. It is shocking how different she looks.
Hi, my name is Elijah, pronouns he, him, and I play the voice of Zachery Wilkos.
Hello, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, her, and I voice Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast. Pronouns are she, they, and I play Adrian Edwards.
With Nathaniel gone, you have a moment now to look around Emily's room, Zach. There's a candle on her bedside that Nathaniel apparently trusts her to extinguish herself. You stay far enough away from it to remain invisible in the shadows, but it does illuminate one of the most striking features of this room. The bed curtains, wallpaper, window drapes, rug, and seat cushions all share a matching shade of vibrant emerald green. You have to blink a few times to make sure your eyes aren't playing tricks on you in the dim light. The color closes around you like moss on a cave wall. Now, you'd need Liam here to confirm it, but you would wager that these room furnishings are not cheap. Beyond some simple furniture like a wardrobe, a chest at the end of the bed, a cushioned stool, a bookshelf, etc., you can see many toys and dirty clothes spread with abandon across the room, including the rocking horse that Nathaniel had mentioned, which has 2 rotting green sockets where the eyes must have been.
Rotting green sockets.
There are also a couple of puppets sprawled in an armchair of similar size to the ones that you saw in the adjoining room. As you make these quick observations, you suddenly hear a squeaking sound, interspersed with a tinny tap. Emily is staring morosely at her side table, where Nathaniel had placed her wayward toy. the single-armed pull toy with the drum that now rolls from side to side without a single touch from the girl. It rolls right up to the edge, stops at the very tipping point, and rolls back again. She sighs. There are 5 windows, all with closed curtains, and 2 doors, the one you slipped under and the one Nathaniel left through. He left about 10 seconds ago. What would you like to do?
Oh, man. Okay. Well, that's curious that she's moving that without touching it. So having seen that, I also feel like Zachery seeing that she has magic also feels like he's pushing his luck the longer he's in here. So there's a part of him that, like, doesn't want to push it, doesn't want to be seen, notes that she can, like, move the toy with her mind, but isn't really ready to, like, either pop out and, like, face her or be like, hey, what are you doing with your mind now?
Hey.
Also, it's weird for a guest to just be in her room. So he's like, all right, I think I've gleaned whatever it is I need, and then is going to leave back into the hall, because he's definitely not going back in the other room. That kind of gave him the willies. So he's going back into the hallway. There's a part of him that wants to know what the other windows are looking into, but, like, I think that's too much of a risk. Also, he wants to know what the other two, Mr. Keen and Father Underwood, are up to, so he is going to go back under the crack in the door, and if there's a way to check to see if Nathaniel has already, like, moved on. He left 10 seconds ago?
Mm-hmm.
He'd probably be pretty far, so he's just gonna probably pop back out.
Okay, so you're popping out into the hallway, yes?
Yes.
Okay, staying in the shadows?
Wait. Mirrors? No, it doesn't matter. I'm invisible. Yeah, I just pop out in the hallway.
Okay, so once you get out into the hallway, I assume, are you staying in the shadows?
No, he's gonna pop Foley out because he's invisible.
Okay. Nathaniel is actually still standing there. He's not immediately outside the door, but he's walked a few yards down. And as you're looking at him, you see that he's fiddling with his left hand at the brooch on his cravat. And he takes it off and he's staring at it in his palm. Do you move closer?
Yes.
Okay.
but quietly he creeps closer.
Hey there, what you doing? It's a nice brooch.
I'm going to say, I'm going to actually give you one of your witness tokens for this.
Excelente.
So you've got 1 witness left. And you can see that the stone that is in the brooch has cracked. And as you're staring at Nathaniel holding this in his left hand, he abruptly clenches his fist around it so tightly. He raises his hand up in the air over his head like he's going to smash it down on the ground, and his arm is trembling as he holds it there. His breathing becomes hoarse, and he just lowers his hand again, and you hear him mutter under his breath, "Bastard." And he opens up his hand, and you can see that the brooch has pricked his hand a little bit because he was clenching it so hard. And he moves off down the hallway.
Yo. Okay, that is not something that, like, Zachery would expect from Nathaniel. And so he's shocked for a moment, and he's getting the sense, like, right now his internal monologue is going, like, he must be really worried about that girl. He must have just spoken to somebody through that because it cracked, because it had a one-time use, probably. Holy shit. Nathaniel is being held hostage. Like, that is his thought. Like, something is going on where Nathaniel is being held against his will in this house, and he wonders if the child is, like, the thing keeping Nathaniel here.
Is Nathaniel still wearing his gloves?
Yes, I would say he is still wearing the glove, so whenever you see the prick, it's coming through the glove. Thank you, Toast. And he is moving off down the hallway.
Zachery was very, like, wow about that.
Wow. Nathaniel hears behind him, wow.
Jumps in and is like, what the fuck? Yeah, he goes down the hall, but he's still, like, I think he's still curious about what he thinks Father Underwood is going after and what Mr. Keen is going after. So he's probably going to go towards the staircase and then go...
Nathaniel is also going towards the staircase. Go ahead and roll a d20 because you are out of the shadows now and you are walking physically.
Okay.
So this d20 is just going to be on our regular success bracket to see if you can do it sneaky enough or what.
Or what? Ooh, it's a 10.
Oh.
With a 10, you reach the stairs. You can still actually see the ghost that's over by the window, but she's just looking out that central window on the landing. And as you go to walk down the stairs, You accidentally get close enough to Nathaniel that he stops because he heard your steps on the stair behind him. So he turns and he looks.
Oh, you rushed, Zachery. Oh, no.
And so he looks behind himself and he, not seeing anything, decides that he is going to continue, but he's a little bit more alert now. So...
Hey, are there any shadows on the stairs?
I wonder if Nathaniel knows this place is haunted, though, so he's like, oh, it's just the ghosts again.
I don't know, but I'm definitely not going to risk it.
I will say that there's enough shadow here. You have to kind of, you have to do a little loop-de-loop around where there's candelabras on the wall, so it's a little tricky, but you can get to the shadows. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, as long as it's not, like, dickish in any way, I'll try that.
No, it's not dickish at all.
Okay, cool.
Roll a d20, please.
Okay. Oh, no. Why? Oh, because I gotta get to the shadows. Oh, girl.
And the shadow realm is not always safe.
Yugi, you can't cross into the shadow realm. 14.
Okay, that's fine. So you're coming down the grand staircase, which is right here. So you come out, and that actually sort of plops you right down here, sort of close to the entrance of the manor itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see Nathaniel moves through the door that you recall earlier. Nathaniel had kind of anxiously said, "That's my room, you don't want to go in there." So he moves into there, and that's all you can see for now. You do not see Mr. Keene or Father Underwood anywhere nearby.
Okay, I have no idea where they are, but I feel like the only lead I have right now is Nathaniel, so we're gonna follow Nathaniel again.
Okay, are you going to go underneath the door crack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm keeping my D20 ready just in case.
So this room is considerably smaller than most of the...
Pathetic little room.
It's smaller than most of the other rooms that you've been in this house.
You don't say.
But it is still 15 by 20. So by your standards for like a house that you would live in, it's not insubstantial. It's not like a closet or anything.
Okay.
It's 15 by 20. It's just compared to the rest of the rooms in this ostentatious manner, this is much smaller. Obviously, you can surmise it probably used to be servants' quarters because there is a little bell rack where if people wanted to do a little bell pull in their room, they could have the bell ring down in this room. Aside from that, what you see in Nathaniel's room is one twin-size bed with a table and a lamp next to it, a threadbare but intricately made rug on the floor by the bed. There's a wardrobe propped up by 3 books underneath because one of the legs is missing.
Oh no.
There's unpainted wooden walls in here, but there are a few naval prints cut out from newspapers and magazines on the walls. Actually, there's all manner of travel prints just sort of posted up on the walls. There is a quilt on the bed with a little freesia flower pattern, as well as a small bookshelf with a model ship on top, a small desk and stool with a candle on the desk, a wash basin, and up on the wall next to the travel prints, there's also a sort of decorative family tree in a frame. As you watch Nathaniel, he goes over to the wardrobe and he pulls open the top drawer and he roots around inside and he pulls out another brooch.
I see. And is it identical to the other one? Can Zachery see if it's identical?
Yeah, go ahead and do a perception.
Okay.
Remember that when you're in the shadows, it's kind of like being underwater, so not everything can be seen very clearly or heard very clearly.
9, he can't really see it.
Well, add your wisdom.
Oh, wisdom? 15.
That's still a moderate.
Still moderate.
Womp womp.
I'm gonna say it doesn't look totally different.
Okay.
It's about the same size, you can tell.
Okay. I think the real question I wanted is it the same color? But I don't know if I'd be able to tell that.
Nah.
Okay.
It's about the same size. That's about it. And
Cool,
he goes over, he looks very grim, but he's looking in the mirror and he pins it onto his cravat. He's adjusting it. If you continue watching him, he goes to another part of his wardrobe and pulls out some night clothes. He takes out a few pairs and he holds them up and he shakes them out a little bit and he looks at them and gives a little nod and he folds it up and he sticks that on his bed and he goes back for another one. He looks at it, folds it up, puts it on his bed. He does that 3 times and then he pulls it out a 4th one and he lowers the big nightshirt and he thinks about it for a bit and he shakes his head and he puts it back into his wardrobe and then he stacks those 3 sets of night clothes and folds them up neatly into his arms and picks them up and carries them out of the room.
Wait, so remember he said he would get us pajamas?
Yeah.
There's 4 of us. Why did he only pick 3?
Liam's too big.
Toast got it.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he lifts up his head and he's like, oh, no, you dumbass. One of them's going to be sacrificed.
We're killing one of them. Silly me. Okay, he's gonna leave the room, I guess, and instead start looking for Keenan Underhill.
Wood.
Damn it.
Let me tell you a little bit about the setup of this room, because there is the door that you entered that leads from the main foyer into Nathaniel's room.
Oh, is that
There's a door on the
window.
opposite side,
Oh.
and then there's a window facing the north side. So the blue thing here, that's the window facing the north, and then the green bit here, that's another door going towards the east side of the room.
Yeah, let's venture further in. No. Ah, fuck. I want... There's a part of me that plays games and is like, unlock the entire map. And I'm like, what is relevant here? Okay, well, it doesn't matter because I wouldn't know where to look for Keenan and Underwood anyway. And I feel like I would just waste a whole lot of time being invisible, like, trying to find them.
But what if you become uninvisible in a place you should not be?
Oh, good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, how much time has passed for this invisibility spell?
For what we've done so far, I think it would be accurate to say that sometime between 10 and 15 minutes have passed.
Okay.
Because a lot of my description is just stuff that you're seeing very quickly and then moving on. So I think between 10 and 15 minutes.
Okay. Why don't we move east? Because that way, if the other lads ask, like, what's here, Zachery will be able to fill them in, and he has a better layout of it. I don't like your smile. You're smiling at me in a way that I don't like.
I'm excited. Are you going to use the shadows?
Yeah.
Okay. You've been in the shadows for a little bit now, because you stayed in the shadows the entire time that Nathaniel was rooting around in his room. Roll a d20, please.
Okay. Don't like that smile. It's a fucking 6.
Still moderate.
A 6, huh?
A 6, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You feel a pull.
No. Actually, no. Fuck.
You feel a pull at the back of your mind, like a memory that will not be forgotten. And we're gonna leave you there. We're gonna leave you there because we have left Liam and Daniel and Adrian for long enough, and it's time to get back to the party.
So cool.
It's time to get back to the dance. So, meanwhile, Liam and Adrian and Daniel are continuing the quadrille with their partners. It is a jaunty little number that involves skipping and kicking a graceful gam to the front and the side, weaving in and out of the other dancers in turn. Sometimes the ladies come together holding hands in the center and spinning like a pinwheel. Sometimes the gentlemen are the ones to sashay across the tiles like gazelle. I'd like to take this moment to correct myself from the last episode, because if you roll well enough to use your influence, please feel free to use it on any of the dancers, because this dance involves frequent partner swaps, even if you eventually come back to the same person. Also, I am gonna take this opportunity to remind Adrian and Daniel that both of you are holding on to your own witness tokens, and I welcome you to use those opportunities to observe while you're in this dance, because a little bit of time has passed and we're going to be approaching the 9 o'clock hour, and so if you don't use them, you will lose them.
Oh my gosh.
So that is, if we use them, we get nat 20s on perception, so not dancing well.
Nope.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, you can use this time, even if you don't roll well for your dance, you can at least use this opportunity to make observations about people around you, or the room, or whatever it is that calls your attention.
Last time we had joked about Adrian not being sure who's supposed to take the lead, but it's not really a dance that has a lead or not.
I mean, it's the sort of dance where the steps are set, so as opposed to something like a waltz, where obviously you have one person in the lead and you have one person who's following. For the quadrille, what you have is the gentlemen have a certain pattern that they follow, and the ladies have a certain pattern that they follow. So, like I was saying, sometimes it's the women that come all together and they do a little spin in the circle. So if you wanted, Adrian could still, quote-unquote, change roles. Chumley's down. Chumley's down to take on, she probably knows both dancing parts. So
Does
you
Adrian?
could still... Yeah, I guess that depends if Adrian does.
I want to say he does, because I want to say maybe when he was younger, he did dance more, but then as he got older, he was too shy, but maybe he would, watch his mom do a dance, so he knows the ladies' moves a lot better. So I would like him to switch, yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm actually...
And then I might use a witness to see what people think about that.
Yeah, do you want to give me that witness?
Yes.
Okay, so this is kind of outside how well you're performing. This is just a fun thing that you're doing. You know what? I'm gonna have us all roll for how well we're doing our dancing. And then I'm gonna tell you how people receive you swapping roles.
Okay.
You win.
Can I get an advantage now?
I'm gonna say you're equally good at dancing both parts, so no advantage.
Poopy.
Let's start with what Daniel rolls, and I'll roll for Dorothea as well. Continuing with things.
Oh dear.
She didn't do well.
She did not do well.
Okay.
Let's see if you can rock out a nat 20 and save this.
15.
A 15. That is so good. It's a shame. Hang on. So sadly, Dorothea only rolled a 5 on that one, so your average comes to poor.
Dang.
You do have to focus on your feet, so unfortunately you lose another interest. But I'm going to give you an opportunity.
Interest?
Not an interest, excuse me, an opportunity.
Oh.
I misspoke, forgive me. You miss an opportunity to use influence.
Okay. It's like people fucking hate me now.
No. So that means you're down to 3 influence again. But you can use this opportunity to make an observation if you would like.
You're enemies with Nevin now.
No.
I guess he's wondering what is going on in the background. Are there any servants? Are there any people entering or exiting the room? Are there any people on the balcony watching?
So are you using a witness for this?
Yes, please.
Okay. The people who are dancing are us lads, and then there's also Virginia and Edwin, and Dorothea, and Beatrix, and Rosamond. There's cushions lining the walls of the room, and you do notice that Colonel Marshall Gurney is sitting over somewhat close to where the piano and the violin is. He's sort of sitting by himself, and with your witness token, I'm going to say that you can feel a little bit of wistfulness from him. A little bit of loneliness, I would say, would be even more accurate as he is watching. He doesn't look like, he's not just like a sad little dog or anything, but since you observed so well, I think you can suss out a little bit of loneliness from him. Ida, on the other hand, is also nearby where Nevin and Eleanor are playing their instruments, and she's having a lovely time watching everyone do their dancing. She's looking every once in a while over at her husband, and he gives her a wink while he's playing.
They're couple goals.
Yes. And Sylvester is also one of the ones who is not currently dancing. He's not particularly interested in Ida or Colonel Gurney, so he is currently tipping back a little bit of wine. He's zoning out. He's staring into space. He looks like he's got a lot on his mind right now. So he's not
failing business.
Yeah, he's not his kind of big bombastic self right now. He looks very like 1,000-mile stare. Not actually putting on a show for anybody right now. Just really worn down. Eleanor is actually, I will say with Eleanor also, you can get a look. You see what Liam and Zach had seen earlier, which is that she's smoking a pipe again, and you're not quite sure when she lit it, because she didn't have it lit whenever she started playing the piano, but it's lit again, and she's got it clenched in her teeth as she, hits the keys, and she's having a great old time as well, so she's living for it. She likes the party.
Daniel has a Fergus feather on him, so he can probably see. I don't think he noticed the face in the smoke at dinner. He wasn't looking. Does he see it now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what you can suss out, because you are spinning and moving and things like that, and so I'm gonna say that you can see something that's obviously sort of supernatural. If it was a video game, it would have a little outline around it so that you'd be able to tell that it's that it's unique. But you can't actually, the face is quite small and it's within the smoke, so I'm gonna say that you can't, even with your witness token, you can't tell that there is a face, but you might check it out later.
He does remember that, and he's like,
Okay. Between that and looking at your feet, sadly no chance for an influence, but now we can go to Adrian and Chumley. Let's see how they do this time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no. Okay, hang on.
You better get a nat 20.
I got a 10.
Well,
Fuck.
that's unfortunate because Chumley, who was doing so well before and got that nat 20 in the previous episode, got a 1 this time.
Oh my god. That's...
And so the 1 is a stumble or a slip, and if it happens twice, you will lose influence. So in that case, that means it will actually go down a rank from like interested or amicable down to the next lower rank. But it's
not
the
my
first
fault.
time. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But if you get to share the benefits of a nat 20, I'm afraid you have to also share the consequences of a nat failure. And now I will roll for Liam and Rosamund. Okay. Pretty much in line with everything else that's been happening. Okay. Liam did get a nat 20.
Let's go.
Christ.
Thank God.
Because Rosamund got a 2.
Oh my god.
So, at last, some good luck. So, with the nat 20, that's the phenomenal skill, Liam is going to gain +1 luck and gain influence for anyone. I'm going to go ahead and use the influence with Rosamund, since that's my dancing partner. And, okay, here's how we're gonna do this. So now I'm going to address Adrian swapping roles. So I'm gonna say that is actually part of the reason why Liam did so well with the dancing, is that suddenly and unexpectedly, whenever Liam would have been face to face with one of the other ladies from the dancing ring, Liam finds himself with Adrian and facing him and looking quite surprised and delighted.
Yay.
And I think he's so pleased that that's what pushes him to have a little bit better time with the dancing. With Rosamund, I think she kind of feels this delighted, infectious energy from Liam, and so that's where we're going to gain the influences, that she gets to kind of like feed off of that just sort of good vibes that we've got going. With Dorothea, I think Dorothea is just sort of confused at one point, and we'll say that with the other members of the dance, maybe some of the reason why we got the poor to moderate scores is because some of us are a little bit confused and they like happen to look over their shoulder to be like, what? Did I miss my step? Did I miss my step? Because they're a little confused whenever Adrian is suddenly the one cutting in with the ladies' role.
Oops.
With the quadrille itself is separated into 5 different movements. And so we've completed the first movement and the second movement last time, which translates to trousers and summer. And then we just did la poule, which is the hen. And so now we move on to the 4th and penultimate movement, which is known as the shepherd girl. So let's start again with the top of the order with Daniel.
Sorry, quick question. Did I get, like, anything else from my witness token to observe how people reacted to Adrian? Like, did I get anything from anybody else?
I'm gonna say that with your witness token, what else you observe is that out of the dancers here, Edwin seems to be the most sort of disgruntled about your change in roles. So, as happy as Liam was to suddenly be face to face with you during the dance, you notice that Edwin gives you kind of a stern look and disapproves heartily.
Adrian gives him a cold stare back.
Whenever you give him the cold stare, I will build off of this and include this in your witness token. Virginia notices this, but does not seem particularly defensive of Edwin.
I knew they were just together for show.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you for asking. So now I'm going to do the roll for Virginia and Edwin.
Don't tell me they do good. Don't.
It doesn't look like it.
I thought I saw 2 digits.
You're getting 2 digits?
You guys have digits?
Fortunately for Adrian's spitefulness, they got a 12.
Haha.
12 is the upper range of poor, so with that, I'm gonna say that Edwin is now more focused on Adrian and is scowling. And
I'm going
not
to
paying
fight him.
quite as much attention to Virginia. So, Daniel.
Are we dancing again?
Yeah, go ahead
Want me
and
to roll?
dance.
12.
Okay, I got a 17.
Ooh, Darcy.
So let's see what that averages out to. It's a 14.5, so we can bump it up to a 15. That is average. So you can use your positive interest, and you've got 3, I believe. So you can use that either for Dorothea to boost you up a little bit.
Oh, I'm boosting myself with people.
Yeah, and you can, like I
Can
said...
I attract Nevin's attention somehow?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to be in good standing with that fellow.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to bump up Nevin again.
Perfect. What I'm going to say for that, if you don't mind me, unless you have a
Yes,
particular
please
idea
please
yourself.
imagine how I could interest Nevin.
There's a few points during the quadrille where individual gentlemen get to go do like a funny little, not a funny, that's not the right word. They get to do a special sort of dance solo, so you can maybe do something very sprightly whenever Nevin's playing for you, and he puts like a little extra little trill onto that, and you guys lock eyes while you're really breaking it down for his bit here. You're kicking your legs out. I'm not going to say you're river dancing necessarily, but you put a little extra panache on it, and he appreciates that you appreciate his music.
Yeah, I smile at him too.
Very sprightly.
Yes, I think Daniel feels bad about lying to the Quins. So he's trying extra hard to ensure that he's in positive standing with them.
Very nice. You can also use a witness token if you would like.
I want Daniel to notice that Zach is not there. I want Daniel to notice who exactly is not there. Leonard is missing, Keen is missing, Nathaniel isn't there, Zachery is gone.
Yes,
Okay.
I can confirm those are all of the people that are missing. And now I believe we can move on to Adrian and Miss Chumley.
Okay. A 6.
Dang, guys.
Why do we suck?
Haunted mansion, it's just the vibes are all off.
Way too busy glaring at Flynn now.
I mean, that seems appropriate for Adrian, though.
Yeah.
Got you all fired up.
Yeah.
Now you're like stomping your dance moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you don't like it whenever I dance the ladies' part? Well, look at me now. So now you're not even like paying quite as much attention to Miss Chumley, but you are just like, yes, suck it, Mr. Flynn. You can't cow me. So with a poor, because that was a 7, with a poor, you will lose an opportunity. So right now you are to 0.
Thick.
For this round of Virginia and Edwin, I rolled again to see how they did, and they are still doing quite poorly. So I'm gonna say that now there's just like little glaring sparks flying between Adrian and Edwin, but then he kind of like stumbles over his own foot at one point, and Virginia gives him a stink eye like, come on, you're messing this up for us, just get over it.
I love thinking that since Adrian has switched, at some point he's going to be paired with Edwin.
That is actually very funny.
That's true. He's touching hands and clasping hands with all the men, like the women do going around, and then
Yep.
at one point in front of Daniel, too. Daniel's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like Daniel's like partnering with Adrian, and he's like, oh, hello.
Hi.
I think that would trip Daniel up. He's like, am I doing the wrong role?
No, it's just me. It's just me. Oh, wait. Adrian and Edwin, have they crossed paths yet?
Let's say that that's what that bad roll was for Virginia and Edwin. Let's say that that was the time that they danced together. Does Adrian do anything?
I mean, do they touch hands? What is the...
I'm going to say that this is the move where you cross paths with somebody in the center and you give them a little high five.
Yes, he smacks that hand.
There's like a discernible
I think-
whap that
actually,
rings out.
Give me a strength roll, because I think Edwin had the same idea.
Ooh.
Edwin's a hunter. He's going to kick your ass.
Edwin's a hunter?
Oh, like
Of actual animals.
He hunts like boars.
The Zachery and me went like, what? What?
Yeah.
No. He's not like a church hunter.
We think.
That we know of.
That we know.
Come on, baby. I can add my attack, right?
Yes.
All right. Please. Modified 20.
Yo. So actually he closed his fist and just like knocked him the fuck out. And then he pointed at him and he said, that's what you get.
He smacks his face instead. He's like, oh, sorry.
And then he goes back to daintily dancing in the woman's role.
He like curtsies at him.
Oh my god.
All of the
Kicks his ass and
above.
then curtsies.
All of the above. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly.
What did...
He decks him for real?
He doesn't actually punch him.
Okay.
He hits his hand very hard, and then I guess kind of demurely like nods at him.
What did Edwin get, by the way, versus that 20?
Just a 12. He's like, he was like, yeah, look at this little weak-ass looking dandy. He completely overconfident and gravely misjudged it.
He like rings his hand out. He's like, ow.
Here's what I'm going to do. With the modified 20, that was so fun. I'm going to increase your influence, but I'm not going to tell you with whom.
Oh, yes.
I want to know.
Someone
That's
likes
so
that.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can I use a witness point to find out?
Ah.
I want to see what everybody thought of that.
One stat comes on the screen. Everybody likes that.
Isn't investigating. Adrian just
No.
wants to know. He's checking in on what people think of him.
Yeah.
I think that's Adrian's MO in like almost every story so far.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's very true.
That is just who Adrian is.
You can absolutely do that. With your witness using that, I'm going to say that you notice that Virginia Colby, of all people, was thoroughly amused at Edwin's failure on that. Dorothea looks a little bit like, there's something going on there. I do not want to get involved in that. I'm just here to have a good time. Leave me out of it. Your dancing partner, Miss Chumley, is thoroughly impressed. Even though you've maybe not been dancing with the most grace as a pair, everybody's kind of been flopping around a little bit silly-like. but I think she's not regretting changing roles with you, because that was pretty glorious, and now she's got a really great story to tell. How does Daniel react to this?
He was not there for the conversation where, like, I don't think he knows that Adrian knows Virginia.
Yeah.
And so he's just kind of like, what is Adrian's beef with this man? He's like, yeah, I hate him too, but Adrian must really hate him. And so he thinks maybe like Adrian just hates how like pompous the man is or something. He's trying to be like, do they know each other, or is Adrian just kind of moody right now?
Is he doing his usual thing?
Yeah, it's not surprising for Adrian to suddenly have beef with somebody.
Yeah, somebody that he doesn't know as well. So Daniel just assumes that that's what's going on. He's like, maybe they know each other, but I think his assumption falls more towards Adrian's just being moody and hates this man.
In Daniel's head,
He's
Daniel's just
decided
like,
to hate him.
he's just like, who you fighting? Who we fighting?
He's not unhappy with it though, because he doesn't like Flynn either.
Rosamond looks a little bit concerned. She's a little worried that there's actually going to be an altercation here. So she looks a little bit nervous, and Liam snorts and tries to cover it up as a cough as he's dancing. But if Adrian is also looking at Liam's reaction, Liam is trying very, very hard to not look very proud of him.
Well, if I use my witness, Adrian sees that, and he's very pleased with himself.
Okay, and now we are moving into the finale. And so, top of the order again, once more for all the eggs. Let's do Dorothea and Daniel.
Eggs?
Eggs? Eggs?
Eggs?
Eggs? Come on, you guys. Bring it home.
11.
That's fine, because Dorothea got your back with a nat 20! Excellent. So Daniel and Dorothea are going to clench it in the home stretch. That means that you can add yourself a point of luck for starters.
Oh, wow, because Dorothea got a 20?
Yeah, it counts. It's a team.
Wow.
Like I said before, team failure will bring the whole team down, but success like that will bring the whole team up. You get to go up in, like, influence with anybody in the room.
Who do I want?
Who do you impress with your dancing?
I would assume I can't use this on, like, Leonard or Bentley because they're gone.
Correct.
Okay, so it can only be people in the room.
Yes, that is true. So it doesn't have to be your dancing partner, but it does have to be somebody who can, like, see you kicking ass on this last leg of the dance.
Rosamond is very interesting to me. Maybe she spied what I was doing, or what my dance partner was doing, and was very impressed with me for some reason. But I would like to increase from 0 with Rosamond to 1.
Fantastic. I'm gonna say that she's interested in both of you, technically speaking. She is very impressed with the grace with which you are moving. You are, like I said earlier, Daniel has truly captured the grace of a gazelle as he is moving, and Dorothea, likewise, is absolutely killing it. She is moving with such grace and beauty, and she's just so completely radiant with how much fun she is having and how much she's enjoying herself. So even though there was a little bit of stumbling earlier on, maybe the whole dance hasn't been the greatest, you can tell that that never really got under her skin too much. Really, she was just pleased to be here and having a good time. She finds you very charming, and so she's just absolutely shining.
Oh, I find her charming too.
Fantastic. All right, and now we move on to Adrian and Miss Chumley.
I got a 19.
Ooh.
Okay, let's see what that can do, because...
Please be good.
I wish she hadn't rolled so poorly. But sadly, that does not turn out well. That is still a poor on the scale, because she only rolled a 3.
Ooh.
Beatrix.
I'm gonna say
all the times you failed earlier and she was carrying your ass, and then the one time she like trips on her dress or something, and you're just like, I cannot believe you.
Adrian's bolstered by his attack on the other man.
He's like feeling fiery.
We'll say... Wait, are you gonna use a witness even though you can't use any sort of interest? Or do you want to hold on to those two?
I'm gonna hold on because I don't know what I'd be looking at right now.
Okay. We'll say what you can notice without perception or anything like that is that Beatrix looks distracted.
Oh.
So, obviously, she was distracted because she kind of missed her cue on some of the dancing there, but that's what I'll say for that. Okay, we'll roll for Liam and Rosamond. Neither of them did very well on the last leg of that one as well. I think Rosamond is getting... Actually, both of them. Why would I just say Rosamond? Liam was shopping all day also. And Rosamond is also quite tired. And so they're sort of dragging their feet a little bit as they finish up the dance. And I'm going to use Liam's last witness because Liam notices that as we are coming into the finale, right before Virginia and Edwin do their role. So we're dancing through the finale. Liam notices that Mr. Keene re-enters the room. He hears the door click open. He hears Mr. Keene come in. He looks over his shoulder. He kind of notices that. And then shortly afterwards, the servant from earlier comes in, and she's carrying a tray of drinks with the wine stems. As she comes into the room, she stops suddenly at the sound of the music. And what Liam sees is that blood starts to fall out of her nose, and her head snaps back suddenly, and her body starts to tremble. And Liam sort of slows down in his dancing a little bit as her body is shaking, and he kind of misses some of his dance beats as he's concerned about her because she drops her tray of drinks quite suddenly. And all of these wine glasses shatter on the marble tile. And then suddenly, so quickly, she reaches down, she grabs one of the wine stems and brandishes it in her hand. And she rushes towards the crowd, shouting, "Give it back. Give her back. She's mine. She belongs to me. I can hear her screaming for me." And she lunges into the dancing crowd.
Liked what you heard? Let us know by using hashtag #DandiesInDanger over on our Twitter, Insta, Tumblr, and TikTok in the listed links below. We'd love to hear any and all comments, questions, and theories as to where the story might be headed. Want to support us and our lads' adventures more directly? Then please consider clicking on the link and becoming a patron today. For just $1, you can gain access to our longer, uncensored outtakes and blooper reels. For $5, you can have access to exclusive stickers, in-world letters written by and for the lads, poetry by Adrian and Daniel, and original music from the show composed and scored by Chess Albanese. Can't afford to support directly? No problem. Podcasts survive by word of mouth, so if you like what you heard, tell your friends, family, and local graveyard ghosts all about these exciting tales. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Dandies in Danger is written and voiced by Elijah Bergateres as Zachery Wilkos, Cass as Liam Bardsley, Chess Albanese as Daniel Pritchard, and Toast as Adrian Edwards. It is edited by Toast. Original score and music composed by Chess Albanese. It is produced by Dandies team, and made possible by listeners like you.